that Lincoln Keenholz could go out and play quarterback and do a very good job at Ohio State if he got the nod as well. I think these are just two good guys battling it out right now.
Billy Fessler likes both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the quarterback coach. So does Ryan Day. I mean, they think both of them are capable of being the guy, not just Lincoln as a placeholder. You know, Lincoln's 30 pounds, almost 30 pounds heavier than he was when he showed up from Pierre, South Dakota. He's majoring in football now. I think it's showing. He looked really good on quite a few plays today. Now, the pick by Jermaine Matthews, I mean, it was like ridiculous. It was a little square end or whatever to Jeremiah Smith, and Jermaine Matthews read it yesterday and just came across. So those are mistakes that you're going to have to put up with a little bit with whoever your first-year starting quarterback's going to be.
If you weren't sure, people, that's Tim May. Tim May.
That was somebody impersonating me.
May. No, we can't you can't duplicate you. You can come close, but you can't duplicate you. Coming up next, is this new world in college athletics going to take us back to the way some sports used to be? We will do that coming up. Buckeye Show, 97.1 The Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
When your sump pump is no longer sumping and pumping, please don't become a sump pump grump.
A sump pump grump thinks whacking the pump will make it start working again.
But it never does.
Get Eco.
ECO.
A sump pump grump will let a faulty sump pump completely ruin a perfectly good day.
Fortunately, I've invented a solution.
No more sump pump grump?
No more sump pump grump.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Tell me about it, Jerry.
The solution is that you get Eco to do a sump pump inspection.
What would that include?
We check your pump, your battery backup, and all the downspouts and drains along the way to make sure everything is running clear.
How much?
That's up to you, Aaron.
Jerry, Eco would be happy to do that for just $89.
That's a great price.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Go to geteco.com.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. Bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fired chipotle seasoning, and Mike's Hot Honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large Smoky Hot Honey Pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th national championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of clouds around, breezy and cool and dry on this Friday. Temperatures holding in the mid to upper 40s, down to around 30 overnight, and that means another freeze warning is in effect. During the day, a mix of clouds and some sunshine, light winds, and a little better temperature-wise with highs in the low 50s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Buckeye Talk and the latest updates on Ryan Day's beard. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
All right, we're back. A couple things to clear up here, first of all, for you guys. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. Tim Mays to my left.
You're my right.
You're right. I'm right, but also my left.
No, just saying you're right.
I know, but and Tyvis Powell, 10 TV's Adam King, came over there running things. The chat's back up. The YouTube thing is back up. If you want to fire off anything on there, jump back into the YouTube chat, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you there. There's a few stories here I wanted to get to, and they all kind of tie together. So, Nico Iamaleava, the Tennessee starting quarterback, allegedly starting quarterback, he did not go to practice today as he is trying to get a new NIL deal with Tennessee. And they're calling it like a hold-in potentially, where if he doesn't get what he wants, that when the portal opens up April 16th, he's going to transfer out and go somewhere else. Also, J.T. Toppin for Texas Tech, basketball player. He came back to school for this upcoming season now because he got reportedly a $4 million NIL deal for this coming season. And he's making more coming back than if he went to the NBA. So he's
I thought you were going to say he was making more than Buddy Holly made living in Lubbock.
I don't think so. But so Toppin, though, is saying he could go pro. He'd probably be a second-round pick or late first-round, early second-round pick, but he's going to make more money by staying in college for another year. And then on top of that, there's also reports. I saw this on, I think it was a Bleacher Report where I saw this. Yeah, that's where it was. That there may be at least 8 teams in men's college basketball that have rosters in excess of $10 million next season. So what I was going to try to get to here is that, the best college basketball for me was when guys would stay 2 or 3 years, stay longer, not be one and dones. And I'm wondering if like the JT Toppin thing, or even like the Nico Iamaleava thing, if the money will get so much that you see guys that normally would have gone out at the first chance they get, staying in longer now because this money's going to keep going up. What do you think, Tyvis?
Yes.
You think it's going to... people will stay stay longer now than maybe they would have.
I think we see it. We're watching it happen right in real time. I mean, think about Garrett Nussmeier. Think about Carson Beck. All these guys in years past would have gone to the NFL draft, especially with this class being a weak quarterback class.
Right.
They could have worked their way up into this to become whoever the second best quarterback was. They could have been that. So I think that, yes, the money is why a lot of these people are like, you know what? I'm not going to go pro. They're going to pay me $5 million for a season, to where if I went to the NFL, I would get $5 million over a span of 4 years.
I got you. And Adam, it's good for the game, good for the product, right?
It's great for the product. That's exactly what you want. Now, the problem is, I don't think you want guys holding out and saying, give me this amount of money. That's not great for the product. But I think that was always the thought process behind it is, so often when you hear guys say, I'm declaring for the NFL draft or I'm declaring for the NBA, people say, go get your money. Go, you've earned it. Now they don't have to leave to go get their money. They can, and I have always thought it's okay. There are people that look down their nose at NIL. it's okay to be paid what you're worth. And it's okay to go to your school and say, I'm worth this amount of money. I deserve it. This is what people say. The problem you run into is guys like Iamaleava who think they're worth $4 million and they're just simply not even close to that evaluation. And maybe somebody will pay him that, but that is a whole other ballgame. When it comes to college basketball, though, I mean, I think you're going to see the entire Big East spend upwards of $9 million. A lot of them don't have football programs to spend money on. So why not just spend all that money on your basketball team and go win some things?
Yeah, and you saw all the players who returned to Ohio State for this past season. I mean, granted, a lot of it was to do with unfinished business, but a lot of it was to do that Ohio State or the NIL situation could bolster their financial situation, and it turned out to be a really good thing for Ohio State, in my opinion, for college football. I mean, it's only going to go upwards from here. We're still waiting for the House settlement, right, to figure everything out. Right on down the line. So who knows when they're ever going to get, if in fact they ever get a rope around the opening of the corral. But I think he's good. But Iamaleava, as I like to call him, just think how bad Tennessee would have been if that guy couldn't run last December. And all these Tennessee fans are coming down on him. They're coming down on Pete Nakos from On3, who first broke the story and stuff. And I'm just going, it's a new world out there, and you do have to step up. I mean, teams, programs have to step up in this new world with the financial wherewithal, unless you determine that guy is not worth it. And I think that happened a couple times with some Ohio State players last year from a football standpoint.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. I didn't mean to cut you off, Tim.
No, it's okay.
But
I cut you off big time a while ago.
You have to have, as a school, you have to have a bit of a backbone. You've got to stand up and say no. That's the one thing that I think is huge in NIL, is you cannot allow the players to become bigger than the program. I think Ryan Day does a really good job with that at Ohio State. We've heard some things about what happened in the past about some players saying they want more money and they may not be here anymore. But in that regard, you can't hold a program hostage. You can't say, I'm either give me the money or I'm not playing.
Well, you can't. You can try.
Yeah, but if I'm a program,
it's America.
My first thought is get out of here.
Yeah,
I'd rather have a guy that wants to play for me.
Right.
Look at Jeremiah Smith sitting here right now. We all know. Carnell Tate. We all know, in some form or fashion, hearsay and scuttlebutt, but what they would have been, would have been worth on the open market. And it would have been an open market if Jeremiah Smith had stepped into it. And he's already, as you heard me ask him the other day, what is your pay grade? When he was talking about some decision being above his pay grade. It's funny because that guy's worth, in my opinion, almost anything anybody would throw at him to a certain extent.
Part of my thing
I think it's a good time to be a big-time college athlete. That's what I think.
Tennessee, though, is in a different boat than, say, Ohio State. Ohio State now is playing with house money because they come off the championship. Tennessee is still trying to get to that level. They may cave just because they don't have a better option at quarterback. They may end up caving on that, right?
Probably. But if I was Nico, I wouldn't want to be there anymore anyways. I mean, because of the fact that if you look at the development of the quarterbacks, you talk about Hendon Hooker. He was great, but he didn't get drafted high. Joe Milton, he was good, but he didn't.
Second team already.
That's what I'm saying. So, to me, when you think about getting me prepared to play in the NFL, they don't run a pro-style offense. So they're already doing themselves a disservice by when they get to the NFL. Now they got to learn how to operate in the pro-style offense.
Yeah.
And it's so many different things to where you should get yourself prepared. So when you get to the NFL, it's an easier transition. You get yourself on the field. So if I was Nico, I'd probably want to leave.
And all these guys have agents now, or people looking after them and stuff. And
representatives.
Representatives, and it's not against the rules to go out and test the water, so to speak.
Tyves, I wonder what would have happened on your championship team after that year, say, if you had the free transfer you could, NIL involved, because Ohio State had some damn good quarterbacks in that room and guys who could have played for a lot of different teams. And I wonder if they all would have stuck around or
Cardale, JT, and Braxton?
Yeah.
Yes.
You think they all would have stuck around?
Yeah.
I would have blamed one of them for leaving.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have blamed them at all.
I think all of them would have stuck around. They're pretty loyal guys.
Right. But, you can be loyal, though, but still, if you got some a chance for a guaranteed starting job.
Yeah, but if you look at it from the situation that, Cardell was going on, I mean, they both had a ton of eligibility left. I think both of them had, I think Cardell had 2 years left, JT had 3 years left. So it's not like from an eligibility standpoint that was an issue. If Cardell wanted out, which he did at the beginning of the season, I don't think JT would have been like, oh, yeah, I'm gone. Like, the relationship that those two had alone is bigger than football. So I don't think that those two would have lived. Braxton couldn't throw anymore. That's why he played wide receiver. So he had no choice.
Aaron Nolan to Devin Brown. But like Nolan, the freshman who saw the writing on the wall. He wasn't going to be a starting quarterback this year for State. He transfers out. Devin Brown did his time here.
Whoa, though. But Nolan was the quarterback in that class.
Yeah.
And then Julian Sayin came along.
Right, yeah,
yes,
no doubt.
But they both got their chance.
Well,
Let's
but I'm just saying. I'm just saying, pardon the pun, Aaron Nolan was going to be the quarterback of that class. He would have been competing in this spring right now. And in fact, I thought he had a pretty good spring game last year. But he was going to be the quarterback, and then Julian Sayin came along, and it changed the whole dynamic in that regard.
Nonetheless, yes, college sports are changing dramatically every single day, it seems like. The transfer portal may temper some of that excitement about the product out on the field just because, you'll see guys move around quite a bit. But nonetheless, it is going to keep changing and evolving and being more beneficial to the players. Coming up next in 2 minutes, she wrote a story on Will Howard for ESPN. Elizabeth Merrill will join us next, talk about that. That's one where Howard said he was the best quarterback in the draft. We'll do that next. This is the Buckeye Show, 97.1 The Fan.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. At Giant Eagle, we combine exceptional customer service and quality foods, all at great value to make the most of your shopping trip. Visit Giant Eagle or Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 13th at the 2025 Ohio State Four-Mother, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down the tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at ohiostatefourmiler.com. Go Bucks!
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Stickers on helmets make us happy. This is the Buckeye Show.
It is the Buckeye Show. Tito, Tim May, Tyvis Powell with you. We're going to head out now to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Joined by, not yet. Okay, sorry about that, Cam. Thank you. We'll get her on the line here in just a moment, I guess. But
why do you have to? Why he get introduced first?
I've tried to rotate it around. Sometimes I've introduced you first. I did you last on the first introduction because I wanted to build it up.
I think his agent demands him be introduced first.
Here comes more NIL.
Here comes his representative.
I don't have an agent.
Tavis, what would you have been worth, you think, back then? What
like an NIL?
What would have been a good number for you from an NIL standpoint, do you think? Now that all the votes are in, so to speak.
$2.99.
No, stop it. See, this is what bothers me. Your humility sometimes is just, it's off-putting.
$2.99.
No, you wouldn't be.
I'll never forget preseason or
no, if I had to put a value on myself.
Because you know what guys are making now.
Yeah, I know what they're making now. I would say probably $25,000.
Who was the MVP? Who was the MVP? Who would have made the most from that 2014 team, from your opinion? Who would have been
Joey Bosa or Ezekiel Elliott?
Yeah. I'm with that. I'm down with that.
Probably Zeke though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Zeke touched the ball a lot more.
Zeke actually, I think Zeke was more
valuable.
No, marketable.
Yeah,
but also Joey didn't do a lot of talking.
Yeah,
but Zeke could.
But Zeke also did pass pro, ran the hell out of the football. Would have won the Heisman if it was done after the whole season is over, instead of the regular season. I can see that, but Joey has panache.
Mm-hmm.
Would you? Was Zeke? Yeah, I think you're right about the Zeke thing. And Joey did have, but Zeke was just. If you, like you said, if we award the Heisman after the bowl season.
Yeah,
it'd be pretty good. Yeah, like Zeke would have been the guy there. I would think. Yeah, I would think he'd be the guy.
Hey,
there.
Just think about this past year. Will Howard or Jeremiah Smith would have been big time contention. Coach of the year might have ended up being instead of Kurt Cignetti, Ryan Day.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of stupid to give off the biggest awards in college football before the season's over. Now, the reason they did that, the reason the Heisman has always done that is that gives everybody a fair chance.
Right.
Because your team back in the day might not have gone to a bowl game even.
You know? Right, yeah.
So I understand sort of the thinking, but not in the modern day. The reason they do it now is because it's tradition, fits in with the holiday season, blah, blah, blah.
So now we are joined on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline by Elizabeth Merrill. She wrote the piece for ESPN on Will Howard. And Elizabeth, first of all, thank you for the time this evening. Going into the article to write the story about Will Howard, did you have certain thoughts about or certain ideas about what kind of how it would go? And did anything surprise you then in what came out of that?
I didn't have any preconceived notions. I think when we set this up, it was before the combine. And, I was going to go to L.A. at some point before the draft to meet up with him and spend some time with him while he was working out in Irvine. And I would just say that, I knew, kind of what you guys know about Will, a guy who was picked up in the transfer portal and had a lot of pressure put on him and really delivered and kind of had his best moments probably in football in those last 4 games. And I just wanted to know what made him tick? How did he sort of have that, ice in his veins? And, but the other thing is the draft is so up in the air with quarterbacks this year, but besides number one. I mean, I think most people think Cam Ward's going number one, but this is, considered kind of a thinner compared to recent years quarterback draft, and where does he fit into it and why? And
Elizabeth, when you look after having this conversation and writing this piece, is there a team out there that you think, that he would be perfect for that team?
Well, I think, one natural choice might be the Raiders, just because Chip Kelly, with Chip Kelly being there, I think that could be a natural spot for him. They've got experience together now. People, I've heard the Steelers, I think they've talked to him. He's had a lot of teams talk to him over the last month or so, but most places that would be a bridge team, where they need a bridge. They have a veteran. So, say if Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh works out, could that be a place where Will could learn for a year, and then take over the role the year after? It's really interesting because if you look at what the experts are saying about him draft-wise, it is kind of all over the map. Some people don't think he's a starting quarterback. Others think for sure he is. I'm not sure, some analysts kind of are all over his processing skills and say that's a weakness. And then others are like, hey, he was in this pro-style offense, and that's going to be an advantage to him. So it's interesting, some of those teams that you would think need a quarterback in kind of the near future. I think those seem like logical choices. But you know what? It's every year teams are looking for quarterbacks. There's such a demand for them. I know that there were some analysts that were saying, he could be a day 3. He might be waiting for a while. I don't see that happening. Supposedly, I think, and John Gruden had him as going in the late first round. Now, I haven't heard anything besides John Gruden saying that, but I think that he has attributes that I think would sort of fascinate some GMs. Every couple of years, somebody a team is looking for a quarterback. I think in talking to Matt Miller, one of our draft analysts, it was really true. He said something to the effect of, there's this cycle, and either you're not a good team and you already have a young quarterback and you need to give them a couple of years, or you're one of the rare teams that has a Mahomes or somebody super established, or you need somebody right now. And that's so it's really cyclical. And I do think there's going to be a decent amount of teams. I've heard New Orleans is a good fit for him too. Yeah.
Elizabeth, this is Tim May. I was just talking with Will last night. He was at the Ohio State Coaches Clinic. Matter of fact, he even took part in a big roundtable and then stood with the quarterback coach at Ohio State now, Billy Fessler, who really tutored him big time last year and answered questions about quarterback play and stuff. And the interesting thing, I think, that these NFL teams are dealing with him, he was so much better looking a quarterback in December than he was in September, and definitely than he was at Kansas State. And I think that's, a lot of people have a hard time getting first impressions out of their brain, even NFL scouts and personnel people and stuff. And I think that's working against him right now. But I think as Gruden pointed out, and you even point out, the point, he was a much different quarterback in December. With all the chips on the table, he delivered. And I think a lot of people have caught on to that to a certain extent. But he also was much different mechanically, throwing the football, reading defenses and stuff. And I think you're probably getting some of that when you're talking to these NFL people, right? About, wow, this guy really improved.
Yeah. The sort of straight across the board, one thing you hear from coaches, you hear from analysts, he's a competitor. So as the games became more important, that's when he really showed up. And not that he didn't show up every game, but that's when he played his best football. The other thing you have to consider is here's a guy who is going to probably the most pressure-packed situation in all of college football. You guys, Ohio State guys who came back. There's a really talented team. Guys who came back to try to win that national championship after 2023. And you've got a guy who's coming in January, doesn't know the system. He's like a 1-year sort of, hired gun or whatever. And I can't imagine, and that was one thing in the story is his mom was like, are you sure you want to do this? Because, anybody who lives in Pennsylvania knows all the pressure in Ohio, for Ohio State. And, Will talked about that culture and sort of and Ryan Day talked about it too. You can't throw an interception. You can't lose. And so I think that's part of it. But yeah, one of the analysts told me, and I don't think it made the story, but it was pretty interesting. He said when Ohio State picked him up, they were like, why this guy? Because, he lost his job at K-State a couple of times, but he said that once he started seeing Will Howard play for Ohio State, it made sense. Mm-hmm. This guy is just such a competitor. He's smart. Here's a guy who got a 1380 on his SAT. He can learn playbooks quickly. He has a lot of intangibles. And you could say, sure, he had these receivers around him. But, Ohio State's had a good supporting cast around them, the quarterbacks have for, years, several years at least. And so that's not all it takes to win a national championship. And the other thing I've heard is that he can really win a locker room over. Yeah. He's great. He's a great teammate. He's got this charismatic personality. After the Oregon game, he went, to everyone in the locker room and just basically said, my bad, sorry, and I don't know how many quarterbacks do that, but it seems like he's someone who has a lot of those intangibles, and he just needs one team to sort of, acknowledge that and maybe, pull the trigger a little bit earlier.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for the time, Elizabeth. We appreciate it. And I tweeted out your article there, too, so hopefully that gets more on that. But it really was an interesting piece. We appreciate you taking the time tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. That was Elizabeth Merrill from ESPN joining us there, ESPN.com.
Only takes one team to draft you,
That's all it takes. You're right. All right, coming up next, we'll wrap things up with hashtag Buckeyes. That's next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, Kroger brand bone-in hickory smoked spiral ham is only 79 cents a pound with your card, an additional $25 purchase. Limit 2. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay, moving up payday so you could get your money faster, up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system. Building strong, lasting relationships, we're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick.
Saturday, we'll talk Masters with PGA professional Paul Hollenbaugh. Plus, we'll head to Augusta with SI.com's Bob Harrigan.
Cheetah Green with Skip Mosick. Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by the Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at the Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Tito, Tyvis, Adam, Tim May, Cam, winding things up here on a Friday night. Do you want to go first, Tyvis? You want me to go first?
You could go first because mine's is, but it's not. It's like.
I have no idea what that means.
It is Buckeye related, but it's not Buckeye related.
Depends on what the definition of is.
That's a good point there,
Go
Tim.
first.
Okay. I saw some 11 Warriors, and I'm sure it's been out elsewhere too, but it's the video, though, of Ryan Day kind of teasing the championship rings or giveaway.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen them yet or not?
No. They have been under lock and key.
Have you seen them? Tim May seen them.
I've heard about them. I have not seen them.
There's 3 of them. So you get a ring for the championship.
Mm-hmm.
You get a ring for the playoff, and then you get your bowl ring.
Yep.
Okay, so 3 rings.
That's what we got 3. Ours was Big Ten, CFP, and then the school made one.
And how sweet was that to get those? Where'd you get them? Did you get them like the ceremony at the spring game or opening game of the next season, or what would have been? What would they have done it?
I got mine.
Oh, you don't know?
No, you know what? The funny thing is, I could tell you the exact date I got it because I took a picture of it.
Okay.
I want to say it was in the springtime. They just kind of gave them to us.
It wasn't like a big thing to do tomorrow.
No, yeah. They did that for like the people that came to the spring game.
Right.
But like the rest of us got ours after the spring game.
Right.
They gave us like a little box, and then it had all the rings in it and stuff. It was cool.
I like that Ryan in that video says there's other compartments.
Right. Yes. Tyvis, I know you didn't sell yours. Do you know of anybody from that team that sold either of those rings?
I think
I'm not asking for names. I'm trying to
feel
know.
like a couple of players did sell their rings.
They did? Okay.
Not like after we got done.
We're not trying to vacate wins here.
Yeah, during. After we got done playing, I feel like a couple did.
I got you.
I would buy one of their rings. How much do you think they're going for? Like $12?
You want mine?
I'll give you $25 right now.
I'll give you 50.
Mine sit in my linen closet.
I'll give you 55.
I'll go 75.
I can't go higher than 75.
I'll go $75.
Isabel would yell at me.
I need to. Can you get your rings resized?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, resize. Yeah.
I need to get mine resized because I got them sized for my pinky and I broke my pinky, so they don't fit no more.
You got them sized for your pinky?
Yeah.
What?
Pinky ring.
Who?
Pinky ring until I get a wedding ring, and then I
got a wedding ring.
Yeah. So.
And so why wouldn't you just get it on the non-dominant wedding ring hand?
Yeah, do the other hand.
Yeah.
So when I first got mine, when we first got here as a freshman, Urban gave that class rings, 12 and 0 rings. So that ring I did get sized for my ring finger.
Okay.
After that, when we was going to the bowl, they was like, well, you need to get your ring, you need to get your hand size for your ring just in case we win it all. And I was like, what hand would I wear a ring on? Like, I'm not a ring guy. Like, it was hard for me to wear the wedding ring. Like, I was like, why do I want to wear a ring?
Real quick. I'm sorry. Keep going.
So I was like, you know what would be cool if I just had a pinky ring? I always wanted a pinky ring.
What are you, in the mob?
That's what I was.
so I was like, let me get it let me size my pinky. And then I didn't think about the fact that if I broke my pinky, like it wouldn't fit on any other hand. So
I didn't know. So you get fitted for the ring before you ever play in the game?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. Did you know that,
we
Tim?
did.
Yeah, I did know that, but you got to have, you never know where guys are going to scatter to, after something.
I would have thought that they would send somebody to the Woody, like Jostens would roll in.
Yeah, like the class ring.
Yes.
Right, yeah. I think that's what...
I mean, yes and no, yes.
Why
but we did it. I vividly remember doing it before we went to...
No, that makes sense.
Bowl practice.
It totally makes sense.
You've got 3 rings then.
I got 4 total.
4 rings. I would stack them all on one finger.
I can't fit them.
Your middle finger? You can't fit him on this one?
No.
Have you ever, Tyvis, have you ever had
one of our strength coaches, Coach Parker, gets all of his for his middle finger for that reason. Yeah.
Have you ever had
when he showed it to people, he go like this.
Tyvis, we're on 10 TV per camera. Come on.
Have you? Oh, he's just so he can display them. Have you ever had them all four together to at any kind of outing or whatever you want to call it to show them off?
Yeah, but I can't fit them.
I know, but I mean, have you ever had them
I've had all four. Actually, I did a hit section when they were going on their national championship run. Nicole requested that I brought all my rings in, so I brought them all in.
Yeah, it reminds me of Mike Vrabel when he used to go recruiting. Remember, he would take his Super Bowl rings with him and throw them out on the table.
Yeah.
Can I request next week? What's your schedule?
What do you mean?
Like, what's your schedule?
He wants you to.
I work every day here.
Okay, one day bring in your championship. How about Monday? Can you bring your championship ring in?
Yeah.
I want to see it.
You never seen them?
I've seen them from afar. I've seen them in like a little display case, but when would I have stumbled across a championship ring?
Were you not here?
I was not. I wasn't here in 14.
Oh, you know what? No. I was going to say when I brought them in with Nicole, but you must have been.
I was in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Here's a bigger question. Have you ever had them appraised?
No. They probably, you know what's so funny?
You ever bite on them to see if they're real?
So you know what's funny about that? Like when we got the ring, I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, if people selling their rings, they must be worth a lot of money. And Josh Perry actually was the one that said, Tyvis, do you know these rings probably aren't worth anything? And I was like, why would you say that? He said, Tyvis, do you think they would trust us with like $20,000 rings? And I was like, that's a fair point.
So.
That is a fair point.
I'm learning a lot.
Tyvis, I think that, okay, ask all three of you guys this. And what do you think Buckeye fans would say? If you gave a Buckeye fan a chance, don't worry about the value of the ring, a chance to have a ring from the championship ring from Tyvis's year, or a Super Bowl ring from their favorite NFL team. I bet most people locally would rather the Ohio State ring. If money's not, I'm saying money's not an issue.
No, I think they take the Super Bowl ring.
You do?
Yeah. The Super Bowl ring is like the best of the best. Like you can't get any higher than that. Like the national champion, but there's an NFL team, the best of the best, the elite
but in
of
Columbus, Ohio,
I don't know.
Rings they use the word,
especially if it was the Cleveland Browns.
Well, the Browns. That's
they use the word encrusted when it comes to Super Bowl rings. I mean, it says something about it. But yeah, it is an interesting question. I just know Tattoogate, kind of set the market. So.
Somewhere
I'm mad that that's a thing.
DeVere's listening to the show.
He's gonna blame me for it like he always does. He would blame me for bringing it up.
Before we go, one of the meanest things I've ever said to DeVere, and I love DeVere to death. He came in and he was changing his shirt before we went on air to do television, and I looked at him and I said, DeVere, I didn't know you had tattoos. And he said, no. What do you didn't know? I said, I know you have tattoos, DeVere.
That was a tough time.
Yeah, it was.
You got a hashtag Buckeye for us real quick?
Well, the one that I was going to use is I was looking at this thing, and it was giving a suggestion about, what are you doing?
He's looking at the chat.
I'm looking at the chat. I'm reading Rusty Rotors. He's been roasting me all night.
Bet Adam wants to put have pictures of him with it on.
But he also said
you want to have pictures with the ring.
Rusty also said that you had to get your ring resized because of
putting on weight.
I thought that was disrespectful.
Dang, that's tough time.
That's the meanest thing I've said.
You know what the funny thing is?
What's that?
Is that you really, once you get married and have kids, you really do put on weight.
Who are you telling?
It's amazing.
I don't think he did.
It is amazing to me that getting married and having kids lead to you gaining weight. I don't know why. I work out. Well, I haven't in a while because of my wrist, but I worked out every single day. Like not every single day, but like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Right.
And the fact that I watch my weight go up is incredible to me. I don't get it.
Well, you're sitting around a little bit more, maybe at home. You're eating the leftovers of what the kids didn't eat. There are all kinds of ways it seeps in. I don't know if you take them to fast food or not. Right on down the line.
We've digressed.
And some
hashtag Buckeyes.
Digressed.
Well, we almost out of time.
Fast. I got the word for you, man. Fast.
I was going to talk about how they said that the Bengals and the Bears could come together and create their own stadium, like go half.
Oh, I said that also. Yeah, where they can use half the season. Yeah, they can do it that way. Yeah.
Like that, I mean, hey,
the Chargers do it. The Jets and Giants do it.
Yes.
How far is Cincinnati from Chicago?
It's about 5.5 hours, 6 hours.
They have to.
So they'd have to meet in Indianapolis.
Right. Yeah.
Meet at Lucas Oil.
I know that Cincinnati's closer to Indianapolis than we are by like 60, 70 miles because they're more farther west. But yeah, I mean, is that where we're headed to? I hope not.
I don't think we are.
Well, Cincinnati, they lease us up so they can go wherever.
Oh, I know.
That's right. Yeah.
I understand that.
Tyvis, thank you for tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I always enjoy working with you.
Likewise.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Tim May.
Hey, do you not enjoy working with me?
No,
you
I
said
do.
That about Tyvis.
But
I didn't say it about Tim.
Tyvis got upset earlier because I didn't say his name first. And so I want to make sure I gave him a little extra love. Because, listen, I think both of you guys could whip me. I know he could whip me. Like, he could beat me up pretty good if he wanted to.
I'm a non-violent guy.
Whatever. You would beat me up and then point at my mom. Like you did on the football field. That's what you did before.
Hey, real quick, clarify. Your mom still has the footballs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 interceptions.
Thank you to Austin Moore for joining us as well. Elizabeth Merrill joining us there on the chat or on the conversation there about the Will Howard story. Stick around. Reds Pirates next.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Everybody poops, everybody pees. Mommy, will you call Mr. Rooter, please? 'Cause I gotta poop and I gotta pee. Only Mr. Rooter can clear the drain for me. Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
Hi, everybody. We call it what it is at Mr. Rooter. When you have a plumbing or drain problem, the team at Mr. Rooter is ready 7 days a week. Call us today and take advantage of our $95 drain cleaning special. Visit us at MrRooter.com. We'll be there quick.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grill Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crisp